Welcome to a journey through time, to an era when the Roman Empire reigned supreme, and a single man dared to challenge its might. This is the story of Spartacus. In the heart of the Roman Empire, amidst the clash of steel and the roar of the crowds, emerged a figure whose name would become a symbol of resistance and freedom. Born in the shadows of a great empire, Spartacus's life journey is a tale of courage, defiance, and the indomitable spirit of a warrior. Join us as we unravel the life of the gladiator who turned into a rebel leader. Born in Thrace around 111 BC, Spartacus's early life remains veiled in mystery. What led this Thracian to the heart of the Roman gladiatorial world? Was he a captured soldier, or did destiny have other plans for him? His story begins, as many do, with humble origins and an uncertain path. Captured and torn from his homeland, Spartacus was thrust into a world where survival was a daily struggle, and glory was won in the blood-soaked sands of the arena. The life of a gladiator was brutal and short, but for Spartacus, it became the forge in which the warrior and the leader within him were born. The year 73 BC marked a turning point. Spartacus, along with fellow gladiators, seized the moment and orchestrated a daring escape. With nothing but sheer will and makeshift weapons, they broke free from the chains of slavery, igniting a flame that would grow into a wildfire of rebellion. The escaped gladiators, led by Spartacus, became a beacon of hope. They traversed the Italian countryside, gathering a growing army of slaves and disenchanted Romans. Each new member brought with them a burning desire for freedom, a desire that Spartacus aimed to fulfill. Spartacus's army, though inexperienced, was fierce and determined. They engaged in several skirmishes with local Roman forces, each victory bolstering their confidence and swelling their ranks. Spartacus, a natural leader, proved not just his bravery, but also his strategic acumen. In a strategic masterstroke, Spartacus led his followers to encamp on Mount Vesuvius, using the terrain to their advantage. When the Roman legions laid siege, Spartacus's forces descended upon them with surprising and devastating effect, securing a significant victory and proving their mettle. As Spartacus' fame grew, so did the determination of Rome to crush this insurrection. Join us in the next part, where we witness the escalation of conflict and Spartacus's defiance against the might of Rome. Previously, we witnessed the daring escape of Spartacus and his initial triumphs against Roman forces. Now, we see the rebellion grow as Spartacus becomes a symbol of hope against oppression. The success of Spartacus and his army did not go unnoticed. Rome, initially underestimating the threat, now began to realize the gravity of the rebellion. Fear and anger stirred within the Senate, as Spartacus's name echoed through the corridors of power. Spartacus continued to lead his growing army across the Italian countryside, liberating slaves and pillaging estates. Each victory not only weakened Rome's hold, but also emboldened those who yearned for freedom. Spartacus's strategy was clear: disrupt, divide, and conquer. From a ragtag group of escaped slaves, Spartacus forged a disciplined and formidable army. He implemented training regimes, developed tactics, and maintained order within the ranks. His leadership qualities shone, transforming desperate men and women into an organized force. Despite their successes, challenges loomed. The diverse backgrounds of Spartacus's followers led to differing opinions and internal strife. Spartacus faced the daunting task of keeping unity among his troops, balancing the fine line between leader, liberator, and mediator. As Spartacus's army grew in size and strength, so did the challenges within and the threat from Rome. Join us in the next part, where we witness the turning point of the rebellion and the formidable response from the Roman Empire. As we continue, we see Rome's mounting response and the pivotal battles that shaped the destiny of Spartacus and his followers. Rome, now fully aware of the gravity of Spartacus's uprising, dispatched legions under the command of experienced generals. The empire could not afford the embarrassment of being defied by a slave army. It was a matter of pride and power, Spartacus faced one of his first major challenges at Mount Garganus. Here, his forces encountered a disciplined Roman army. The battle was fierce, a true test of Spartacus's strategic skills and the resolve of his army. Despite being outnumbered, Spartacus's army demonstrated remarkable resilience and tactics. They utilized their knowledge of the terrain, guerrilla tactics, and sheer determination to counter the Roman military machine. As the rebellion continued, the pressure from Rome increased. Spartacus had to navigate not only external threats, but also growing dissent within his ranks. The diverse group he led had varying motives and desires, challenging his leadership. Amidst the chaos of war and the burden of leadership, Spartacus stood resilient. In the next chapter, we will explore the culmination of his rebellion and the legendary legacy he left behind. Now, we delve into the crescendo of his rebellion, the battles that would define his legacy. The Battle of Picenum was a turning point. Here, Spartacus achieved one of his most significant victories. His guerrilla tactics and the unyielding spirit of his army led to a surprising triumph against a well-equipped Roman force. Despite these victories, Spartacus faced immense challenges in maintaining an army. The need for supplies, internal conflicts, and the diverse motivations of his followers strained the unity of his forces. Spartacus was more than a warrior. He was a visionary. He sought to create a society free from the shackles of slavery. His leadership was a beacon of hope for many, but it also attracted enemies, both within and outside his ranks. As Spartacus led his army north, hoping to find freedom beyond the Alps, he faced a critical decision. Should he continue north, or turn back to confront Rome directly? This choice would shape the final chapters of his revolt. The path of rebellion is fraught with difficult choices and perilous paths. Join us next time as Spartacus makes his fateful decision, and we witness the climax of his epic struggle against Rome. Now, we journey with him as he faces one of his most critical decisions. Upon reaching the crossroads, Spartacus faced a monumental choice: continue north to possible freedom, or turn back south to confront Rome directly. His decision to turn south was driven by more than just strategy. It was a statement, a defiance against the empire. With his path chosen, Spartacus began preparing for what he knew would be his greatest challenge. The Roman Empire, humiliated and enraged, was gathering its might to crush the rebellion once and for all. In southern Italy, Spartacus's forces engaged in several battles, showcasing their continued resilience and adaptability. Each encounter with the Roman legions tested their strength and Spartacus's leadership. As Spartacus waged his campaign, his rebellion became more than a fight for freedom. It symbolized a struggle against oppression, inspiring thousands across the empire and leaving an indelible mark on history. Spartacus, now at the zenith of his power, stood ready to challenge Rome's might. In the next chapter, we witness the epic conclusion of his rebellion and the lasting legacy of a man who dared to defy an empire. Now, we enter into the climax of his struggle against the might of Rome. The final campaign began with Spartacus skillfully maneuvering his forces, engaging in hit-and-run tactics against the Romans. His army, though tired and outnumbered, fought with a determination fueled by their desire for freedom. As the rebellion progressed, Spartacus and his army were pushed further south by Roman legions. The empire, desperate to quell the uprising, tightened its grip. Spartacus now faced the mightiest armies Rome could muster. Throughout these trials, Spartacus's leadership never wavered. He inspired his followers, rallying them against overwhelming odds. His resilience in the face of adversity became a beacon of hope for his followers. The final battle, a grim and fierce confrontation, saw Spartacus and his army fighting with everything they had. It was a testament to their unyielding spirit, a last stand for freedom against an empire that sought to crush them. The rebellion of Spartacus, though ultimately quelled, left an indelible mark on history. In our next segment, we explore the aftermath of the rebellion and the legacy of a man who became a legend. Now, we explore the aftermath and the enduring legacy of Spartacus. The defeat of Spartacus's army marked the end of the most significant slave rebellion in Roman history. The Roman legions showed no mercy, capturing and crucifying thousands, a grim reminder of the empire's power and ruthlessness. The fate of Spartacus himself remains shrouded in mystery. According to some accounts, he fell in battle, fighting till his last breath. His body was never identified, adding to the legend that surrounds this iconic figure. In response to the rebellion, Rome tightened its grip on the empire. Laws were enacted to prevent such uprisings, and the gladiatorial schools were scrutinized. Yet, the rebellion had exposed the vulnerabilities and injustices within the Roman system. Spartacus's legacy transcends his lifetime. He became a symbol of the fight against oppression, inspiring countless others through history. His story, a testament to the human spirit's quest for freedom, continues to resonate across time. Spartacus's story is more than a tale of ancient history. It's a narrative of courage, hope, and the enduring struggle for freedom. As we conclude this chapter, let us remember the legacy of the man who dared to defy an empire. The historical records of Spartacus are sparse and often contradictory. Ancient historians like Plutarch and Appian provide us with the most detailed accounts, though they wrote years after the events. Their narratives have shaped much of what we know about this legendary figure. Over the centuries, Spartacus has been a muse for countless writers and artists. His story has been depicted in literature, paintings, and sculptures, each interpretation exploring different facets of his struggle and persona. In modern times, Spartacus's tale has been adapted into films, television series, and other media, captivating audiences worldwide. These adaptations have varied in historical accuracy, but have played a crucial role in keeping his story alive in the public imagination. More than just a historical figure, Spartacus has become a symbol of resistance and the fight against oppression. His legacy has been evoked in social and political movements, inspiring those who seek to challenge injustice and inequality. As we near the end of our journey, we see that Spartacus is more than a character from the past. He is an enduring symbol of resilience and defiance. Stay with us for the final chapter, where we conclude our exploration of Spartacus's timeless legacy. Previously, we explored how Spartacus's story has been immortalized in history, literature, and media. Now, in our final chapter, we reflect on the timeless lessons and enduring spirit of Spartacus. Spartacus's life teaches us about the indomitable human spirit and the pursuit of freedom. His journey, from a Thracian captive to a gladiator, and finally to a leader of a major uprising, shows us that one individual's courage can ignite the flame of change. Throughout history, Spartacus has been a symbol of resistance against oppression and tyranny. His story resonates with all who struggle for justice and equality, embodying the eternal fight against subjugation and the quest for dignity. In modern times, Spartacus's legacy continues to inspire. His name is invoked in movements that resist injustice and fight for human rights. His story, though ancient, speaks to contemporary issues, reminding us that the struggle for freedom is universal and timeless. As we conclude our journey through the life of Spartacus, we are reminded that history is not just about the past, it's a beacon that guides us in the present and future. Spartacus's story, steeped in courage, rebellion, and hope, continues to inspire and teach us about the power of resilience and the enduring quest for freedom. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Spartacus. May his spirit continue to inspire generations to come. Farewell, and keep the flame of history alive in your hearts. If you enjoyed this series and would like to explore more fascinating tales from history, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more such stories to life.